Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here with today's Micros Market Recap. Let's get right into it. It is the New York close Monday, January 23rd, 4:10 p.m. pretty much. Start out with micro oil. It is closed. Let's scroll back, see where we opened. So we opened gap up from Friday's close and had an initial move down. They hit that HVA, bounced off it, shot up, hit the other HVA edge, came down and hit it a couple times. And then they went sideways, and you could just see they were painting fences in between these two HVAs, and finally got back down to that close, and they bounced off of it, and they had like a little fake out to go back up, maybe test those highs, but they were short lived, and they came back down. So ultimately, oil is going to be closing down slightly for the day compared to Friday. As far as gold goes, gold opened pretty much at its close and then had to move down. Uh, quite frankly, didn't do anything good for this HVA. Blew through it and thus made everything around this area a little bit more sketchy. You can see they actually had a little bit more support down here, and that's exactly where those turnarounds happened, and it just missed the mark. That's okay. That happens. It's not perfect, but again, these levels are put out the night before. These levels, however, you can see the response at those, and they held and they shot right up. And those after hours market just kept climbing. And so we did eventually close slightly positive than the day prior, I should say Friday. As far as our equities go, it was another melt up day for the most part. There was a huge retracement, as you can see on the screen right now, but let's go to where we were. So we actually opened gap up. Here's the range high or so from yesterday. That close was right there. And it shot down right to the close, bounced off it, came up after that, hit some resistance from those initial opening levels, and came back down and tested that close two more times before they gave up on trying to make it back into that main body. And you can just see that they just melted up. It was a melt up all day. It means it was slow and methodical. They eventually reached a peak and had a little bit of retracement. That was around lunchtime. And then they ran into this 40-19-25 mark area where they had some solid support kick in and just kept coming back up. So they couldn't break down any lower. And so if they can't go lower, they're either going to go sideways or up. And they did initially go sideways for the most part before the buyer stepped in and brought it back up. So we did finish net positive in the ES. Similar story, I should say, in the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, however, scroll this back. We just barely made any penetration into that, and it did get it to its close from that opening, but you can see, it tested it once, twice, and those lows just kept getting higher, and so they just kept going up, and the buyers eventually broke through and started that methodical climb up. So it's a similar story with the ES, and really you don't want to get in front of a train, even if it's moving slow, it'll run you over. So that's why you're looking for those moves with that market. And eventually they did hit a peak and fought it for a little bit before making new highs. And then ultimately coming back down like we saw in the ES and then finding support in this area here before climbing a little bit higher, but never reaching those highs again. But at the same time, they're finishing on a high note and finishing positive for the day. If you're interested in finding out more information about these levels and how you can get them onto your charts the day before the next day's trading activity, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. Or if you're interested in learning the methodology that we teach in our room live every day that the market is open, again, feel free to reach out to us. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Again, that is targettrading.co. Get in touch with a representative at either location. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day. You'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. Look forward to hearing from you.